It's off my list. That's all I need to know. Other than that, thank you very much. I am safe, guided, guarded, and protected, and I'm holding on to that. And that's a better thought pattern for all of you to hold on to, for each other. You know, we've got to watch our languaging. Really, really, really. A couple of other things. I've been dealing up here with, some of you know, I've been very interested now in a new healing modality which changes the frequency of your body. And so it feels authentic to me. I've seen it do some interesting things. So I was sharing it a little bit this past week with a magnificent 94-year-old matriarch of a lovely little tribe of people. The tribe asked me to go help her because she's blind in one eye and has glaucoma in the other eye. So yesterday was my second attempt at remembering for her that her eye is whole, complete, and perfect. And one of her offsprings were there, and the offspring kept telling me, "Oh, her eye is terrible. Her eye is really a mess. Her eye is, any bad thing about a poor eye." And finally, I had to put my foot down and say, "Stop." Underneath the appearance of whatever mess we've each created, she's whole, complete, and perfect. And I'm just sitting here for all this time remembering her perfection, her integrity. Integrity means wholeness. So as I'm remembering it, that's her shot at restoring the wellness. So I really firmly suggested to this gal, please, you need to tell the other siblings they've got to change their languaging. And here's the thing. We say, I have a bad back, I have bad knees. In this case, it was I have a bad eye. Excuse me? Your body is sacred. It's a temple. It's not bad. Some of you have the great intelligence to not call a child bad. Some of you haven't gotten to that point yet. But for those of you who have, there's no bad child. There's no bad knee. There's no bad back. You've created a situation that's uncomfortable. Own that. Own the fact that it's uncomfortable and own the fact that you've created it. And otherwise, let it go because it can heal. Underneath the appearance is still perfection. I feel like I should really emboss that into everyone's forehead. Underneath the appearance is only perfection. It's the only thing it could possibly be. Anything else is false. So where I am with this 94-year-old lovely matriarch is I'm holding the vision that when she leaves her body, and look, it could be at 94, it could be tomorrow afternoon, it could be 20 more years from now. It doesn't interest me how long it is. What interests me is that she leave here with some modicum of her sight restored. And when your sight is compromised any which way, it's your higher self trying to actually get you more intense in touch with your insight, your inner sight. So any which way, it's a blessing. So what's bad about an eye? You see? I know, I see things differently, but blessedly, I see things differently. So Rooster Month, oh, and one other little thing. I had another gal come visit me today. Interestingly enough now, some of the husbands, I love the husbands, because once they understand I don't have three heads and I'm not out to harm them, husband told her this morning, because she couldn't get out of bed, you need to go see Elaine. So she came, and it's fascinating because she's had an interesting situation where she has believed her health to be compromised. And today was certainly one of those days. So I pulled up her charts and said, that's interesting. Now this will terrorize some of you. You'll be scrambling for your charts. This does not apply to all of you. This applies to the one gal who was in my hotel room today. But nonetheless, she's a rabbit. We're in the month of Rooster. Rabbit is opposite Rooster. This will not be the easiest month for her, and for most of you, rabbits, quite frankly. But the thing that made her day challenging was today, in addition to the month being stressed by rabbit energy, the day is also stressed. And so her whole body reacted. The minute I shared with her, honey, it's really not your body. It's like, it's almost like saying something out of the old movie, or what was that song, Aquarius, Jupiter aligned with Mars, and it was kind of like that. You could see the stress fall off her shoulders. And, sometimes it just takes a little bit of a boost to go, it's not so much you. Sorry, let your body go. It's okay. All right, soon we're getting to my beautiful guest. You okay over there, guest? Okay. Today is a new moon, and so happy new moon. So between today and tomorrow, see, it comes very late in the day today, and the new moon is in Virgo, and this moon ushers in Rosh Hashanah. So happy New Year, happy Rosh Hashanah to all of my extended family in that whole essence of frequency that would appreciate that day. I am with you in spirit, no matter where you are, and I am absolutely celebrating. So there we have that, and then, of course, Rosh Hashanah is going to lead into the most somber days, and next week we're going to still be on the air, right, Jeff? Right, Merritt Island? We're going to be on the air, and I'll talk about that too. But so a happy Rosh Hashanah and every blessing on it and your families. All right, so with the new moon in Virgo, the one quick tidbit that I think many people are experiencing right now, simply because we're in metal season, which is August, September, and October. That's all metal. That's overthink. And moon in Virgo kind of gives an exclamation mark after overthink. So you're all going to be caught in your minds, running around, entrapped, not aware that life is here, life is precious. This is your moment. It's your only moment. So, and incidentally, that Virgo energy is the essence of good thinking, good teaching. So look for your opportunity to gently teach, not proselytize, gently teach. Sometimes the best teaching is keeping your mouth shut, that's for sure. But also, what can you learn? So I'm actually very enthused about this opening on between tonight, tomorrow, and extend into Thursday, because a couple of us up here are actually going to be taking a learning session over the weekend, which is going to actually be favored by this new moon. So I think we're going to learn a lot. And I'm actually really quite now that I put those dots together, I'm really looking forward to it. So there we have it. I'd like to say, anybody have any questions, but sorry. I'm taking a deep breath, and I will tell you, so happy am I to have today with me my beloved Linda Kramer, who was with me 2 weeks ago. Seems like 2 years ago.
It really does.
Holy Moses. And Linda is a color therapist, an art therapist, an empath. I think sometimes it's like no words to put on the frequencies of some people nowadays, because they don't have words. They're beyond that. So there's no description. She's lovely inside and out. And we both had a hearty chuckle last week because we were watching the clock and really thought we had a few more minutes, so we're dabbing away, and it's like, time's up. So today we're kind of back again, and Linda is going to share a little bit more about herself. Maybe some of you have no idea of her frequency at all. Linda shares home here in Jersey and in Arizona, and her work is magnificent, and her help with children is fantastic, and she deals with free arts for abused children. Even the whole languaging of that. Where is it that we're so caught in ourselves that you can't look at another child with the eye of love and see their colors and help them find it again, because the children are losing their colors and their songs, especially the abused children. So now, here's Miss Linda.
Well, a funny thing on the name, it used to be Free Arts of Arizona. And then some of the board members changed, some of the people changed, and they thought to raise money they needed to hit people's hearts a little stronger. So they changed the name to Free Arts for Abused Children. However, when working with the children, the T-shirts that you wear do say Free Arts for Arizona, so that the children do not see the label that has been put on them.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, that's interesting right there.
Mm-hmm.
They have to come up with something better that does have the word children. I don't know, a bigger frequency, free arts for happy children, free arts for becoming happy children, or something.
Yes, yes.
That's a wonderful project for you to think of between now and Arizona.
Okay.
2
weeks.
You're on it. It'll come to you.
Okay.
Okay? Because, yes, they don't need to know that label of abuse.
No.
Mm-mm.
No. So the story I was going to tell 2 weeks ago, and this is a lovely little, well, they're all lovely children, so Iris is her name. And this was a group home for very young children who were in crisis situation. They just recently been removed from their homes and were awaiting placement, hopefully with a family member, if not into a group home or foster family. And children usually are delayed developmentally 1 to 3 years, no matter what age they are when they are removed from their homes. It just throws them backwards, and they have a hard time catching up, and so it makes it that much more difficult for them. And so this little girl was, about 4 years old and was nonverbal. She stopped talking, which happens quite often also with these little ones. They just stop. Mm-hmm. And so when I would go with my little bucket full of fun to have with them and colors and songs, and I always had backups because you never know, someone's not going to feel like working with us today, and that's fine. I had coloring books, I had plain paper, and a beautiful display of colored crayons. And little Iris, every week she'd go and she'd just grab that black crayon, and hard as she could, she just scrubbed for the hour I was there. Sometimes it was brown, sometimes black. But about 4 weeks into it, she picks up the purple crayon and says, "Purple." Everybody just stops and looks at her, including the staff, because they've never heard her speak. And after that, the staff was even motivated to work with the kids and would do flashcards. They made their own flashcards with colors to work with the kids.
Wow.
And this happened more than once over the years, where little children just stopped talking, but with colors, that would always be their first word when they were coming back.
I want to sob when I hear that. First of all, at the damage that's been done, and her little spirit only able to cling to black and brown and sadness, and all of a sudden there's purple. And to me, of course, you don't get any better than purple.
I know. And then her name was Iris.
That's right. Oh, Linda. See, that makes it all worthwhile. Yeah. Just that one beautiful little thing. That's enough for a lifetime.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. And it affected everybody there.
Wow.
It wasn't just her. It wasn't just me. It was everybody that there was affected by that.
I heard 30, 40 years ago that in the future, and I kept thinking now is the future, but it's not still well accepted, but I had been told, and I fully understood, all healing, that's capital golden letters for all, will be through color, sound, and frequency, period. Case closed. Now, in the United States, only 5% of the population, because I was doing a little reading before you came to understand what's happening here, only 5% are ready to step away and claim things like that, that it's through color, sound, and frequency healing. And what this author was suggesting of this piece today was, it's time we get righteously angry. Not an anger that's going to harm someone, but rise up righteously and lose all of our oh, but I can't get angry. He was actually